All right, I'm going to do a little journal reading while I have this game up just for something in the background. Of course, those two fellers there to the left are kind of doing a synchronized mime dance of some kind. That's all right, they can continue. But this is just some stuff that I wrote down. I've got quite a few pages here in a journal I've started. I may have done some of this in the past. I actually don't remember, and I don't care, but we'll see. As I ponder this being a self journey and the idea of perspective reality, I come up with thoughts that lean in one way or another. I don't mind being wrong, it just makes sense to my reasoning. For one, if I live another 54 years to a ripe old age of 108 or die in the next 10 minutes, externally I've made little to absolutely no difference at all. If someone plucked me out of my mother's womb, the world would go on unchanged. If my existence is external one, then not living my life might be akin to skipping a year of school. Maybe. What is perspective? Reality? May be hard to explain, but I'll try for no one's sake but my own. My belief doesn't matter to anyone except myself. In the same sense, I hate unsolicited opinions. Unless I ask for help, I don't care what anybody thinks. In fact, it just causes confusion because their opinion's reasoned out by their processor, not mine. If I've made a plan of action thought out with my reasoning, I don't want someone else's reasoning to interfere with the process. Even if I change game plans, it's because my reasoning led me to that conclusion. If I change an idea based on someone else's reasoning, it's harder to learn from the experience. However, that is completely from my perspective. If someone else's reasoning, they reason out that they want everybody's advice, no matter how that sounds to me, who am I to interfere with their reasoning? One's perspective means absolutely nothing to me unless I make it my perspective. Is that fair of me? Maybe not, but it's something to ponder. On a side note, if reality is perspective, could it also be internal? After all, we view everything from the inside looking out, or from a psychological viewpoint. We interpret everything we see and make our conclusions with our brain. Then we conclude that what we experience is reality. Well, maybe it is. We confer with those around us that we all sense the same thing, and in certain situations come to agreement on what's reality. That works to a degree, but not in every case. We agree that the dimensions of the table are X, Y, and Z, but the feelings about the table change according to who's observing it. So the dimensions could be called truth, but the feelings only reflect the truth of the observer. Separating that becomes interesting since the only way I can separate it is with my processor. Another day, another ponder. What I feel about reality is much deeper than I can convey in spoken language. Nevertheless, it won't keep me from trying. My senses tell me what I sense is reality. But my heart-felt feelings say there's much more to what's going on here than my five senses are trying to tell me. I don't have a mind's eye, so I can't take myself anywhere in my head. That doesn't stop me from trying. I still have memories, but I can't make pictures out of them. However, when I close my eyes, I do see swirling colors, and like images in clouds, I can see images in them. Not photographic or even controllable, but images nonetheless. What does that mean? Honestly, I have no idea. I guess it's my brain's way of making sense out of what I see. I think if I formed a hypothesis that turned those images into some kind of reality, I might be labeled with some form of psychosis. But who cares, right? The best anyone could do is label me with their processor. As a minister, being around other ministers who proclaim truth, I begin to despise the arrogance behind the proclamation. Besides, who could possibly know truth, and why is everyone else's truth wrong? All of a sudden, it hit me. What if everyone was holding truth? Wait, what? How can that possibly be? What if truth had nothing to do with the words coming out of their mouth, but was hidden in the feelings felt by the observer? And what if those feelings revealed a truth about the observer that just needed translating? As the Bible says, with fear and trembling. That truth would still be up for interpretation. If one could be honest with their interpretation, they would know a formerly hidden truth about oneself. Even a preacher teaching to what he feels is the truth to 100 people has the opportunity to reveal 100 truths about himself in the acceptance or rejection of his words. This can only be interpreted by oneself. Humble gratitude for acceptance or deep reflection for rejection. It's not my concern who gets the truth, only that I understand mine. In that way, the observer is all that exists in our reality. What's the meaning of life? Simple. To know yourself. If you have something to say, by all means reveal a hidden truth that lies in the invoked feelings brought on by my words. After writing this, I've never felt so at peace with myself and everyone around me. I am truly grateful. Been several days since I wrote, but there's no difference. I still scream this isn't real. I watched an insightful analyst on Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, and man, that dude was a nut job. How the heck he wasn't just laughed out of existence, I don't know. I won't go into the list of possible mental health issues he could have been suffering with. His ideas were absolutely absurd. And this lunatic goes on to create his own religion. Was it wrote in the stars? Or just some kind of program? If this is some kind of simulation, was it a distraction? A test of some kind to observe the reaction of the participants? It's hard to reconcile. Blown away is a huge understatement. I've come a long way in this journey of self-exploration, and I've come to the realization that I have more to learn than I thought from the beginning. It's like finally being smart enough to realize how much you don't know. I feel like a wide-eyed baby looking at his surroundings, and I am awestruck at the mystery of life and raptured with every waking moment. Words are becoming inadequate to describe what I feel. Is this the peace that passes all understanding, or the peace that passes all understanding? I think both. At times I post my journal writing on social media. I guess I need to stop, since many don't seem to get anything out of it. It shouldn't bother me, really. After all, it's my journal and my journey. Who cares, right? Well, obviously I do, or I wouldn't contemplate the waste of time it feels every time I share my heart. I guess I'll have to work on that. It just came to mind that life might be akin to an endless Rorschach test. Yep. It throws up a picture of a guy walking down the street with his pants under his butt cheeks and asks, "What do you see?" I say, "An idiot." Then the world takes note. Wait, you're judging me on what I see when you throw up a moron who can't pull up his pants? Oh, I get it. My reaction to the situation is the only thing I have control over. I hope I can use it more wisely. Using time more productively is something I need to do. Granted, my work is physically hard, and most days off, I really need the rest. I do think of retirement, though, and wonder if I can possibly be more productive with my time then. If you enjoy what you do, and you can do it with a certain amount of conscious gratitude for the moment, then that itself might be productive. Or is that just something I tell myself so I don't feel so lazy when I'm off work? On a different note, maybe the bridge that connects quantum physics and general relativity would be more akin to a painting. Like if you thought that a portrait I've created was reality and tried to find answers in the paint itself. Not sure you'll get anywhere studying what it's made of. Okay. What would you study? It's difficult since you think it is reality and it isn't. Not even sure if you can study a reality that's hidden. I guess first you would have to prove that what you thought was reality was just a painting. Not sure that's a good analogy. But it makes you think. Also, along the same lines, I can take just red, yellow, and blue and throw in some black and white for shades and get all the colors I need to paint a masterpiece. What if advanced society could take neutrons, protons, and electrons in the same way and create a masterpiece that we call reality? And you hear crickets chirping. That's usually what happens when I read my journal. Anyway, I'm going to edit this all together and come out with some kind of video. Maybe. But I'll talk at you later. Bye.